So there's some people, they understand that Tamuz Av is dangerous time. Um, so there is something about it. The reason is because the time of the 3 weeks that is starting from the 17th of Tammuz to the 9th of Av is time of judgments. And when there is time of judgment, so whatever is in the rest of the year, you can like get out of it easily. In this time, it's a little bit harder. Okay, I will say my own personal experience that a few years ago I had a certain time in my life that every week I was like somebody was taking me with the car to give a class in somewhere else in the middle of Israel, and came the time of the 3 weeks, and we had the discussion, should we continue, because to like drive a long road in those this time, maybe it's not good, maybe it's dangerous. And I told him, look, we're going for a mitzvah to teach Torah. Torah is the merit of the Torah will protect us. We don't have to worry.
But that's the way there. What about the way back?
So actually, in the beginning of Av, so when we were like leaving Yerushalayim, so we were like standing on the traffic light, and while we were standing on the traffic light, someone that like from the other side was like the brakes didn't work, and he was like crashing into our car. Baruch Hashem, the car was all lost, and we didn't have any issues. So the Torah did protect us; that nothing happened to us, but the car was all lost.
The car didn't have the merit.
He lost his car. So does it mean that it is dangerous time? I don't call it this way. I hear that whoever is calling it this way, but for me it's not about that. It's not about the danger. It's about to understand the quality of that time. Quality of that time is time of judgment. So like in the time of that there was the siege on Yerushalayim and the destruction of Yerushalayim that happened, and so on. We'll speak about it another 2 weeks or so. So also for us, we have all of those issues, we have it within us. We have Yerushalayim within us, we have the Bet HaMikdash within us. So we have to understand that there is time of siege of the external forces that are like coming and pressing. So the result of that should be that we will put extra effort in whatever it is that we do. Right? The enemies are strengthening themselves. We have to strengthen ourselves also from inside. Right? And the Arizal says to, like a good custom for the 3 weeks, to say Tikkun Chatzot not only in the night time after midnight, also after midday. Okay? Only in the 3 weeks. All year long to say it on the midnight, between midnight to sunrise, and in those 3 weeks to say also extra Tikkun Rachel on the after midday, to sit on the floor and to cry for the destruction of Bet HaMikdash. So my tradition from the Kabbalah Yeshiva Betel is that by doing that you bring the judgments down. So if you're looking for like Segula to sweetening the judgments and to lower the level of danger of the time, again, for me it's not about the physical danger, it's about the spiritual meaning of it. So it will be to relate to the time, not to ignore the time. Many people, because it's hard time, so they prefer to ignore it as if nothing is happening. But that's not a good idea. The idea is to connect to the quality of the time and to express our yearning for the Bet HaMikdash. And specifically, like the Arizal says, to cry on the destruction after midday in those 3 weeks. Also about the Tikkun Chatzot all year long. So in Sha'ar HaKavanot, the Maharal explains that it is more for people that the root of their soul is coming from the left pillar of judgment. So for them, it's more severe. There's more tension in this time that is related with the destruction of the Mikdash. People that are coming from the right pillar, so they don't feel so much tension. So they don't need it so much. It's good anyhow, but the people that they have tendency for sadness, depression, anxiety, and so on. So it means that it could be, doesn't have to be, but it's very possible that the soul is coming more from the left pillar in the spiritual structure of their being. And then if they will relate to that time and express their emotion when they're doing Tikkun Chasot after midnight, after midday, so it will lose that tension, and then the result will be that there's no judgments upon them within their life. Bezrat Hashem. Baruch Adonai Le'olam. Amen.